Welcome to another edition of the Gold Nose Podcast. I'm your host, Gregory McCoy. This podcast is by a fan for fans. I am not a journalist. I am not a reporter. I am not an insider. I do not work for a website. The majority of my content comes from me, in my opinion. Other information comes from the internet. So, I like to cross over into other things sometimes. And, I know I'm very late on this, but I still wanted to give my take on it. You know, Tom Brady coming back for his 23rd season. I mean, I just feel like he has earned. I mean, if a team wants him, and he can, you know, he feels like he can still play, why not? Early on in his career, I say the first 10 years of his career, I hated him. And just as a football player, I respect him now. You know, there was a lot of nonsense going on up in New England, Deflategate and, you know, Spygate and all of that. So that's why I really didn't, and the Tuck rule. But I'm glad he came back because I didn't want his final play to be against my boy Ramsey. So, you know, that's the Florida State tie-in, I guess. So Jalen Ramsey is kind of off the hook now. But I mean, if Brady feel like he can still go out there and play at a high level, then, you know, that's his decision. You know, it ain't my place to sit here and try to knock the dude. I mean, I know a lot of teams in the NFL probably like, damn, I mean, well, you couldn't just stay retired, you know? I mean, he threw that pass to Evans for the touchdown on a rope. So, I don't know, man. I still can't put him over Montana, man. I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. To me, Joe Montana is the best. And until nobody will ever be able to do it like he did it, I don't think. And that's it. So, getting into some Florida State stuff. I mean, it ain't really much to talk about. You know, spring practice is about to pick back up. I put a lot of stock in spring practice, and I don't put a lot of stock in spring practice. I think it's a great time to see what kind of team you have, you know, see where you are from a health standpoint, install your stuff, but, you know, and get in the weight room and get the work in and all of that. But, I mean, this fan base gets excited off of spring practice. I mean, I guess it's just a football fix type of thing, but it doesn't do anything for me. AJ Duffy, man. AJ Duffy looks like a quarterback. Like, he looks like a quarterback. So, you know, if he can get this offense down, he you know, and Jordan Travis starts slipping, you never know. I don't want to call QB battle or QB controversy, but, yo, just watching some of his stuff in the spring practice and in the QB drills, man, that dude, I mean, he got a nice arm. you know, I like what the coaching staff did at every position in the portal and in recruiting. I love it. I know y'all waiting for me to say something about the offensive line, and you already know my philosophy on that. So, I don't say I wouldn't say put the 5 best guys out there. I think we know what the interior should be. I say it every episode. So, is Robert Scott a lock at one tackle? I hope not. I don't think he's earned the right to be a lock. I think he's earned the right to be in the driver's seat. I wouldn't say he's a lock. Defensively, I think we're going to be very good. It's going to be interesting to see how they rotate all those DBs they got. Because, DB is the deepest position on defense. So it's going to be real interesting to see how they do that rotation. Linebacker, we improved. They moved Brandon Gant, whatever. Brandon. They moved him to linebacker, which was a move I called for last year. I said that last year. Last summer, as a matter of fact. I told you that, he wasn't a DB when he first came to Florida State. And I really feel like you need to put Amari Gaynor on the edge and just let him stand up and rush the quarterback. I could see him being a first-round pick just doing that, coming off the edge. Because he's special. He's a special blitzer. When he blitzes, he's special. He's a special talent. And we'll see how they use him. The one thing I can say that I don't like about Mike Norvell is that he will stick with a guy too long. Brownlee, Scott, Mackenzie Milton. Yeah, that's the only thing I say about him. It's okay to believe in guys. It's okay to have confidence in guys. But if they're not producing, you got to get them off the field. The name of the game is to win games. And you have to stop this undying allegiance to players. Like, I just felt like would Chuba Purdy still be on this roster if you had given him a shot? I think he would have. I think the entire fan base, they probably not going to come out and say it because of the injury to Mackenzie Milton, but I feel like the majority of this fan base didn't want him out there because he's a shadow of his former self. And to put him out there in multiple games, it just, his legs is what made his throws. And once you took away one of his legs, we just saw that his arm just wasn't what it used to be. And not bagging on him because he was, in 2018, he was the truth. He was a baller. But, he had that horrific injury. He came back. Kudos, but he's not the same Mackenzie Milton. And, I just don't want, I want the coaching staff to properly evaluate each talent on this team. And then if it doesn't work out, get them off the field and put somebody else out there. That's pretty much it. I haven't really got into 2023 recruiting like I did in 2022. I'm pretty sure in the next couple weeks I'll start looking at guys and just, I don't really watch game tape. I just, read up on them a little bit. I'm not some kind of recruiting analyst or guru. So I know I can spot talent. And, that's it. But I just hope that going into next season, this coaching staff can make better in-game decisions. I hope they can better evaluate talent and utilize that talent. Another guy that I didn't mention, Cam McDonald. I think when Cam McDonald get to the pros, man, depending on which team he gets with, if he goes like the Green Bay or the Rams or San Fran or even Kansas City, where you got some offensive-minded gurus, you're going to really see what kind of talent he is, man. I just think he could be such a weapon in this offense, and he's just not being utilized correctly. I've said it once. I've said it 1,000,000 times. A famous man once said, a lot of the answers to your roster, your problems on your team is on your roster. Paraphrasing. I just, if Florida State could just recognize, who their best players are, that would go a long way in terms of helping this football team become better. And then I think you have to create an identity. I would like to say last season we were a running team and played defense because we really were not good on special teams. But I think this year special teams has to improve. I don't think you can really expect to have a successful season with another year on special teams like you had in 2021. So, like I said before, I would just get a guy. That's your job, is solely to be a special teams coordinator. I wouldn't have a position coach doing special teams. So that's how I would approach it. It's gonna be real interesting to see this co-defensive coordinator thing between Shannon and the other guy. I forget his name. Because we've seen those things work in recent years, and we've seen them not work. So, offensively, we know Mike Norvell's going to be calling the plays. I don't know what Alex Atkins is really going to be doing other than coaching the offensive line. But we know who's calling the plays, man. I just feel like Atkins. Funny I said that name. Atkins is going. I just feel like he's the offensive coordinator in name only. I don't think he's really going to be calling plays, but I don't know. You got so many moving parts on this team right now. So I can't wait to just see, are they going to unleash the skills of these, new transfers? Do they trust Jordan Travis to, throw the football and do all of that? We're going to find out. Because that game against LSU going to be the real deal now. They might be down, but they still got talent. There's still a lot of good talent on that roster, so that's not going to be a walk in the park. And, we got to find some NIL money from somewhere. We got to find some kind of corporation to invest in Florida State and give out some NIL deals so we can stay somewhat close to the surface, because we drowning right now. So, and then your boosters got to boost, man. Your boosters have to boost. You're not going to sit here and get better, with the way they doing, we got a long way to go before we can even think winning season. So, I think we'll get there. But I just think that Mike Norvell, let me tell you something about Mike Norvell, man. He made some bad in-game decisions. He made some bad personnel decisions. He stuck with guys too long. So, I don't know, man. I'm hoping for the best. I'm praying for the best. But it wouldn't surprise me if this team goes 5-7 again. Football is real simple to me. Build your offensive and defensive lines. And then you can cherry pick to a degree. You're not gonna be cherry picking 5 stars and 4 stars, but just guys that want to play, and that's really it. More so in college football than pro football. The teams that year in and year out get into the playoffs have really good offensive and defensive lines. So, Florida State needs to, look at that model and apply it to our team. And thank God for Alex Atkins. Where would we be as far as offensive line recruits without him? So, it takes a couple years to really get, offensive linemen integrated into college football, because it's a strength and conditioning thing. But we'll see how it works out with some of the guys that we have recruited. It's just getting feedback from people that listen to this podcast. I won't even call you fans. I'm a fan. Just people that listen to this podcast, they say, well, are you really a Florida State fan? Because all you do, you're so negative. Like, I just keep it real, man. Like, I'm not going to, when the team does good, you go back and listen to some of my podcasts, I give them their credit. When the coaching staff makes great decisions, I give them their credit. When they don't, then I don't give them that credit. And that's pretty much where I am. I'm just gonna call it like I see it. I'm not gonna, just come on here and just spew a whole bunch of nonsense. Now, I'm not in the loop, with Florida State University or Florida State Athletics. It's just a guy that grew up watching Florida State pretty much his whole life. Me. And, I feel like I can basically, have an opinion, especially in today's society, today's day and age with technology. I'm allowed to have an opinion. So, that's it. I appreciate all the people that listen. I appreciate the support on the YouTube channel. Wherever you listen to it at, I really do appreciate it. I don't do this to try to be some kind of podcast sensation or YouTube sensation. It's just a hobby. It's just something that I like to do. A famous man once said, find something that you love to do and it won't be work. So I enjoy doing it. And I really appreciate the people who take time out of their life to listen. So, with that being said, always and forever, go Noles.